we go. I do believe us to be live. So I'll say indeed, and greetings unto ye, beloved and holy friends. I thank you for joining me once again in this moment, showing up for some conscious evolution. Today's conscious evolution is going to be in the direction of loving the body. I'm hearing myself talk. It's tripping me out. Loving the body, loving this part of yourself. Yesterday we talked about it, and I really kind of like went into this fractal of not really feeling like this is what I am or who I am necessarily, right? But an extension of me. But even as an extension of me, so is the rest of the world, right? And learning how to love this version of yourself is how you learn to love the world, right? From the perspective of if you don't love this version of yourself, it's impossible to love the world. So I'm proud of you, friends, for learning slowly but surely how to love this version of yourself. It will pay dividends, right? Because I really do think of it from a perspective of attachment, right? Like what is your closest attachment to the actual world, right? The external world. It is this body, right? It's the thing that you get to move in this three-dimensional world, right? And it is technically, quite literally, made up of the outside world. If you had to blend yourself into a fine pulp and you had to take the outer crust of the earth and you had to blend that into a fine pulp, the constituents would match up pretty accurately, you know. So loving yourself is literally, in my mind, at least in today's conscious evolution, loving the world. Is Esrog here? Yay! Connor too. Yay! Natalie. Yo! Doctor. Yo! Joy V. Yeah! Shannon and Nana. Sam too. And I think I have said hi to Nancy, but lovings to you. Blessings. I did it, Nancy. There you go. Mustache and little soul patch, but no beard. You asked and you received. There you go. You know, you did it. Okay. Just another lovely Sunday, fun day with you, wonderful friends. You blessings. I just bought a Walmart and one big. You bought a Walmart? Yes, you ducked that. Didn't know you were balling that hard, dude. Spam caller. Love to you, dude. I like your profile pic as well. Funny. That's very fitting. It's a can of spam. Name is spam caller, and he has a can of spam as his profile picture. Check out the picture I'm about to post in Discord General. Let me have myself distracted. Let's see what it says. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I'm seeing Lil Dogger, old puppy kisses. See myself, instantly cringe. Yossi. Walmart didn't want to honor it, but there was a clearance sign for $4 each. These retail for $15 or more. This is the cart of two. That is moisture potting mix, premium moisture potting mix. That's a lot of moisture potting mix, bro. It can be seen. Duck Dad purchased himself some discount potting mix. I'm happy for you, Red the Bear. Since you plant plants, that definitely is in your ballpark of fractals that you'll need. Blessings, man. I'm happy that you got a good deal. The universe blessing you, with some more abundance. Are you lovely? He's got a notification for a recent short and thought it was this stream. No. You probably were the 220-second view on that short then. Hey, Connor, blessings to you, Brother Bear. Yo, man. Connor, I'll be in Michigan tomorrow. Nice. You gonna meet you up? Hey, I'm seeing Loizana's name as well. Rabbit. Echo, Chu-oo-oo. That one's going over my head. Melt shaved. I did. Melty giving Christian vibes. Yeah. This is how I become Wizard King. I grow a mustache. I'm looking at myself is tripping me out even more right now. I'm gonna stop doing that. No, didn't melt. Seriously, keep the mustache just because I was throwing shade. Didn't melt. What? No. Nancy asked, right? She was like, "Yeah, I wanna see Mel just in a mustache and the little soul patch," and then I did it. It's done, right? I'll have to grow it out slowly but surely. I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't like it. It feels like I have sanding paper attached to my face right now. But it'll grow. St. Joseph Connor, maybe Grand Rapids for a day. That sounds nice. Mel, look at you. It works. I feel like a cop, right? Like if I go like, I feel like an officer. Like you doing some illegals? Huh? Are you illegaling right now? Better not illegals. I'll come in guns or whatever cops do. I'm gonna come in guns. You look like an old timey film flam man who wants to sell me snake oil. You want some snake oil? How about this? You give me your money, I give you nothing. I get all of the money, you get the pleasure of giving me your money. You sign up now to give me your money. Oh, what is he selling? Oh, he's just taking people's money. Ah. Why? Because he wants it. Ah. All right. I guess I'm gonna go and give this dude my money. It's just more people. Yes. Yes, more dancing in the dollars. I'm tripping out of the snake oil salesman. I probably have been. In my previous lives, I probably have been a snake oil salesman more times than I'd like to admit. I'm tripping out trying to imagine those lives. I feel like Keith is up looking down on me right now laughing because we always used to make fun of his soul patch mustache combo. He's giving me double middle fingers right now through mouth. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wearing his style, dude. Flim flam. Awesome. I at least made it something. I love you loving yourself. I love you loving me for loving myself so that I can love myself more and love you in turn. Right? I was like writing about it in my journal, something in the context of loving myself. I love myself enough to love others. Right? That there has to be this level of saturation that you reach within yourself before you have the capacity to go and love another person as well. I fell back asleep when the girls went to see their dad first thing. Blessings. I like the idea of being triple two. I think you were, right? Because when I was checking what clothing I'm supposed to wear today, I saw that short video that you clicked on probably had 221 views, and I was like, it's gonna be one person. It's gonna get to be triple two, and that person is you. Blessings. Also 1111 here. Make a wish. I wish it's 1616 for me right now. I wish that greed melts. And I wish like greed would fall off of people like a hair follicle. Painless. You don't even realize it, but before you know it, you have those strands of hair in your hands, and you're like, oh, guess that's no longer a part of my body. That's what I wish for. Slowly but surely, right? Man, at least I made something. Love is true. That will bring my cost per plant down from 11 cents to less than 2 cents. Nice. Dude, even more profit margins, right? Does your mom like it, Mel? She did mention it's odd for her to see me without a beard. Like she's also gotten used to me having like the constant shadow essentially. She did actually mention, like we did talk about it weirdly enough after I went shaving because I kind of like our power was off, and I made a point of, okay, I was reading my book and I was like, okay, I'm actually gonna go and shave because Nancy asked me to, and then I came back to continue reading my book, and my mom was like, oh, you shaved all of it? I'm like, all of it except my mustache and the little soul patch. Technically, yes. Oh no. How do you store that over the winter so it stays fresh? I think you have to add water before it actually starts doing its thing, at least in my mind. Does your mom like it? Unless the soil gets contaminated, it stays good. Yeah, I can guess so. Hey, Dad, blessings to you, bro. It's nice seeing your name. And Mom, I admit to throwing some money on occasion or two when able. You have, Natalie. Thank you. Thank you. I was like joking about the whole "you give me money, I give you nothing" because usually, as a snake's oil salesman, right, I would like have like little bottles of tincture and be like, "Oh, this tincture will turn you into Superman." Yeah, 100%. You just have to keep drinking it for like 7 years, every single day in a row, and then you become Superman. But you have to like give me all the. Now I have digital products, right? I get to give you a flower every single day, right? And poetry that I try to write from my heart as well. But it's not something you can necessarily take with you or hold. It's accessible whenever you want to, right? So in that way, it's always yours. And I mean, where in this world can you get daily art, daily poetry for $1 a month, right? Show me where it is, and I'll go and kick their ass because I want to be the only one. I'm joking, of course. My policeman archetype is kicking in again. I'll grow is the answer to many of life's questions. It'll grow, exactly. It really is. I'll admit, throwing some money, love is true. Often the beginning of problems, Nan. The day was a little more boring, Shan, but I did it. I got probably the worst night's sleep I've had in a while, but I also had a dream, which hasn't happened in a long time either. I also had some dreams last night. Dreamt about being in some sort of school for people who were interested in cosmetics, you know. And then someone sprayed me with their testosterone spray. Yeah, I know. I was like very confused about it as well. So essentially, it went something like this: there was a transgender person who looked like a guy, had guy's face, very big boobs, while at the same time being a little bit overweight, but having extremely smooth skin, right? And I was having a conversation with them, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna take my testosterone. You want some?" And I was like, "Huh?" And then I was like a meter or two away from them, and they like, and I get like waft, like hover, and I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what that's gonna do to me," kind of vibe. And then I go through this whole experience of talking to this person about Botox and about fillers, and I was like, I've never even considered going into that fractal with anybody, and for some reason in my dream space I did last night. I was also kind of confused. I was like, huh, where does this come from? Kind of vibe. I hope that you had a good dream as well, Brother Bear. Here's to day 2. Not having beers, Lamal. Just my twisted sense of humor. Blessings, Brother Bear. I'm proud of you. I'm sure sleep will get better as you go, Dan. But I'm so proud of you. I was rooting for you periodically throughout the day yesterday. Blessings. Thank you for holding her. Thank you for holding him in your mind, Shan. I only do breakfast beers when I'm at a festival, Sam. Yeah. I wasn't gonna read that comment just for the sake of, respecting your your sanctity as well. Love to you too, Shell. Earl Grey. Magnesium, zinc, calcium supplements will help you sleep, Dan. They really do help. Right? Magnesium and zinc are very essential to your own well-being as well, Since we're talking about loving the body today, getting your micronutrients is another way to show your body love. You'll be surprised what a big difference this makes. Dan, Mr. Shell, also gave up beer. Good. Yesterday, he replaced it with chocolate and a cupcake. Technically better for you, right? Technically. Because alcohol quite literally dissolves your stuff, Like the actual alcohol molecule permeates every part of your body. It has no boundaries, right? Blood-brain barrier doesn't care. Mitochondrial, like cell packages doesn't care. It's like away. Get me inside everything, starts wreaking havoc. Hey, look who it is! Mustache melt? Yeah. Mustache melt. Nice. Damn it. Hey, hey, Jules. Blessings to you, friend. It's nice having you. Yeah, yesterday, Nancy was like, "Oh, Melt, I want to see you just with the mustache." I think she mentioned like, "Oh, I like your mustache," and then instantly in my mind, Coco Craves is here too. What a trip! It's been a while since seeing you too, friend. Love and see you. It's nice having you. She mentioned like she likes the mustache, and instantly my mind went into, oh yeah, I have a mustache, realizing that I don't actually have the genes to grow a proper mustache. And then she mentioned she wants to see it just mustache, no beard, and I was like, fine, ask and you shall receive. So I did it. It's the first time I've ever done it. Like this is I've never like in my life looked this way. So I'm happy that you friends are leading into it alongside me. Saying, I missed one. I also think that after maybe a month with no weed, I may just start eating gummies right before bed, like a purely medical usage. I don't know if that's a good idea, unfortunately, Dan. If you want to take a gummy like 6 hours before you go to sleep, I can kind of, I don't want to say condone or recommend that because I'm not a medical professional. But I think that might be better for your quality of sleep because eating a gummy and then going to sleep, if you're talking about THC gummies, which I'm assuming you are, not melatonin gummies, it's gonna it's gonna give you poor sleep, pretty much guaranteed, right? Because unfortunately, when you have that tiredness from having smoked weed and you go to sleep, even though you might get a good quality of sleep, it does rob you of certain parts of your sleep pattern that can go unnoticed, right? Especially rapid eye movement. That's why you end up dreaming, when you actually stop smoking. And that is also good for your brain, right? All things have rapid eye movement when they're in their sleep state. Giant stacks in the garbage. If I buy enough, though, I want to make a soil castle. I mean, right? Like I've heard about, I'm imagining like, you've heard about Pillow Castle. Get ready for Soil Castle. Seeing, little duckling, playing those as well. Thanks for reminding me to take my multivitamins. Please do. Are you hitting up other Walmarts? Mustache melt. Hey again, Coco. Blessings to you, dear friend. I am going to lurk now, then run off for some vitamins. Have a lovely start to your week, everyone. Blessings. Thank you, Natalie. Mustache melt means today melt is on the TV. I'm on the TV. Yeah, look at me now, Mom. I'm on TV. One person's TV, but that's technically I'm not lying, right? Technically I'm still doing good. Y'all, I posted a fresh picture of my pet potato, Oxley, an actual pet potato. Take a look and give me feedback. Time to plant. I'm guessing it's an actual potato. I'm guessing it's probably going to be in the our pets. Yeah, that needs to be planted like a long time ago. And that needs to be deep inside the ground already. I'm so confused about the burb above it. It does look like an axolotl. Bro, there we go. So much refraction. Put it in the ground, please, Shell. That poor plant, like that potato is like getting the juices sucked out of it. It needs soil. It needs to eat. It's hungry. I'm going to lurk now. Love once again to you, Natalie. Hey, Dan, says our beloved Lowazana. I'll put on a podcast called Sleep With Me Every Night. It's done by this awesome guy named Drew, aka Dearest Scooter, who was just engaging enough to keep your mind from ruminating. That's so nice. Makes me think about, forgotten his name as well. Man, he also has this unassuming, kind of like not harsh voice, and you can kind of like fall asleep to his stuff as well. I don't think it's Dearest Scooter necessarily. Thank you, Coco. That's so nice of you. Coco just became a Melton. Sounds hardcore. Blessings, Coco. Thank you for supporting me, for supporting this space, for allowing me to do my work. It means more than I can say. All I have is a thank you for you. Blessings. It's nice having you here again with us. Hey, Dan. Love is true. Just boring enough to put you to sleep. Pet potato? My Mr. Potato Head? Actual potato. I had a pet potato a few years ago too. I called him Mr. Spud. I'll see if I can find a photo of him. Blessings. Thank you, Louisiana, for sharing as well. The potato got locks, and them locks is dry. Yeah, it does look thirsty, doesn't it? Thanks for the rec, Rabbit. I'll have to check it out. The recommendation. I hear you melt. Let's see. how I'm sleeping in a week. No need to project that far in the future. What's a Melton? I don't know. I guess when I made the tears, right? Like Melter, Melton, Meltonian, Meltire, Meltiskas Kamskobodips. I really don't know. That's why I was kind of like mildly in shock as well. I was like, oh, Melton. I don't know what tier that is, but I know Coco is choosing to support the channel, and I'm grateful for that. That's what it actually means, right? Technically, became a member. She did. Blessing. So happy to be here today. It's a blessing having you, friend. Let's read something worth saying, shall we? I feel I'm being called to read something worth saying. I'll open randomly to this part of the book. Yeah, it's a good one. Love requires no effort. You just have to allow it to flow from the depth of your being and let it shine through you. Mm. Mm-mm. Take time to return to the truth. Take time to return to the truth. That's a lot of T's, yo. Return does have a T in it as well. So take time to return to the truth. Oh, man, that sounds nice. Say that 5 times fast. For love requires no effort. You just have to allow it to flow through the depth of your being and let it shine through you. Coming back to today's stream topic of loving this body, right? Because you're not this body, right? This body is an extension of you. Like the earth is an extension of you, like a paintbrush can be an extension of you to paint something, like a knife is an extension of you to cut your food, right? These things extend your capacity in this world. Dry historian. It's been so long since seeing your name, friend. You've been missed. It's nice having you here today. And realizing, right? Really realizing that if this version of you is but an extension, it is something that you can love, right? Like I believe, I really do, that from a conscious perspective, you loved this current extension you identify as so much that you wanted to be that version of yourself for an entire lifetime, right? And a lifetime can be multiple different lengths depending on what creature you find yourself as. You know, if you find yourself as a bee, maybe your lifetime is only 6 weeks, but here you are. How long have you lived? How long have you been this version of self? And the weird thing to me is how we give ourselves reasons to stop loving ourselves the longer we are ourselves, right? You look in the mirror and you see a wrinkle, or you see, you know, a pimple, you see this, you see that, whatever reason you find, you know, and you start not only identifying with that part of yourself failing, but you hate yourself for failing in that way, right? Failing in that way. When not only are you not the blemish, but you weren't even the body in the first place, right? So kind of like loving this version of yourself as it is, you know, in the same way you can love a tree. If you look at a tree, sure, you can be like, oh, you know, I want to cut those branches and maybe shape it in this way or another. But ultimately, you can also just look at the tree and appreciate it for exactly the way that it is. For instance, I don't know if it can be seen from this angle. Actually, it can. There's another one there as well. Like right there. Am I in the right spot? Right there. It's a little bit blown out because of the background light. There is like a hole made inside the actual tree by bugs, you know, literally eating the wood. And even though I can think of that as like a blemish, something that isn't attractive or isn't supposed to be, it adds to the character of what that tree is and how that tree is. The way that tree shows up in my field of vision. And it's hard, you know, it's easy enough for us to conceptualize it, to make an analogy, to create the metaphor of love we can have for a tree. But it confuses me as to why we get caught up with the way that we look, the way that we feel in any given moment, the way that we perceive ourselves to be, and especially so in change. You know, all of us are bound to change emotionally, psychologically, and physically as time passes on as well. I do believe that within the next 20 years, there is going to be a massive influx of longevity technology, right? So there's going to be a potential for rejuvenation of this physical form that you've identified as. And you can choose to continue if you want to, right? Participate in this world as this version of self. But love yourself, right? While we get there, not trying to participate for longer, extending our lifetimes because we hate this version of ourselves, but because we love this version of ourselves. Because we love so much, we want to continue. Melt always, revolve him, being some kind of bizarro Hogwarts. Melt streams always revolve him, being some kind of bizarro Hogwarts. I'm guessing you're talking about dreams. Yeah, weirdly enough, yeah. Either that or festivals. I'm either at some sort of school for interesting people, or I'm at some sort of festival, and then the stuff that comes along with that whole experience as well. Usually some sort of high stakes environment where things are weird enough for me to not understand what's going on, but also not so weird that I feel unimmersed, right? Like I'm immersed enough. I'm like, oh yeah, this is real. While at the same time being like, is this real? Like really riding that edge. Is that an Amara I see? Hey, Amara, tell us, little one, do you love yourself? Right? Today's whole stream topic is about loving this form we find ourselves as. Because think about it, Amara, right? I look and I see hand. Sure, my hand has a ring on it. Sure, my hand might be bigger than yours because I'm a man. But technically, both of us, this version of consciousness that we find ourselves as, is seeing hand. And this hand can participate in this outer world. I can reach out and touch your face if you were close enough. But realizing that if you don't love this version of yourself, it's hard to love this outer world as well because it's the same thing, right? It's the exact same thing. So tell us, Amara, do you love yourself? And what does that mean to you, right? Because I was never asked as a 10-year-old if I love myself. And if someone did, I'd probably answer no, right? I was very much not happy with who I was as a 10-year-old. I like it. Blessings to you, little one. This body caught a norovirus at or in the way home from the murder mystery party last night. That's good. I hope you get better soon, Joy Vive. My sister also has had a cough as of late, and like me and the family, dad, me, mom, and Shantae was standing in the kitchen, and Shantae is just like going for it, like coughing. And I'm like, Shantae, can you please cover your face when you cough? And she goes, I'm coughing in this direction, she says to me. I'm like, do you know how dispersion works? If I fart here, wait a few seconds and now everybody smells the fart, because gases likes to disperse themselves, through an environment, including your cough viruses. So I'm sorry that you got caught. I hope you get better soon. Stay hydrated, please. Stay hydrated. Life has been hectic. Hopefully the bad in my life is finally seeing. Hopefully the bad in my life is finally seeing itself out. I'm sure it will, Dry Historian. I feel like you're not the only one. A lot of us have been going through the motions, and this is not me attempting to make less of what you're experiencing, but trying to communicate to you that you're not alone, right? You're not alone in general, but you're also not alone in the difficulties you might be facing. The circumstances of your difficulties might be different from person to person, is different from person to person, but there definitely seems to be an added level of difficulty to this experience going on right now. And the biggest lesson I'm asked to learn right now is loving this version of myself, this fleshy part that extrudes into the rest of the world. And it's hard. It's hard, and I feel like it's a narrative thing, right? Because when things start going bad, the inner narrative starts almost syncing up with that bad. Yesterday's stream topic was about how the dark version of yourself wants all parts of your life to resonate with the darkest version of yourself. And it's the same thing for the light version of yourself. And in that way, if you're experiencing sucky environment, situations, and you start innerly betraying that, oh, things suck, oh, they're so bad, or they're horrible, that echoes in your body. Your body doesn't know anything other than what your brain tells it about your environment, right? And I had this experience yesterday where during my shavasana, my corpse pose, the final pose of the practice, I was going through this negative loop of, again, judging my own body and kind of like tripping out about gaining weight. I didn't actually gain weight, but I feel like I've lost some of my progress. And I was like, man. And then I realized that. And I was like, wait a second. Actually, I am blessed to have this body. Actually, I'm blessed to be where I am right now. Actually, I have more than enough to be happy, right? And as I started going through this fractal, I could literally feel how my body's whole equilibrium started changing, like a frequency. And we know, right? We already know this. For instance, a good way to kind of like visualize it, if you have a speaker membrane or a vibrating plate, and you put little sand molecules on top of that plate, it starts to form a pattern, right? Depending on the frequency that you put it in. You are doing the exact same thing, right? Day by day, you have this mind like a soundboard putting out frequencies. And whatever frequency you output, your body has no other recourse but to accept that as its input, And that's why I'm like really stressing on this fractal of self-love today. Because if you can notice, if you can pay attention, if you can identify when you start going into a negative loop, and you take that as a prompt, as a trigger to be like, oh, actually, I love myself. Actually, I have a lot to be grateful for. Actually, I get to have this moment, Actually, I have these people that care about me. It starts changing the way that you show up as well. I hope you feel better soon, though. Blessings to you, Dry Historian. I'm sorry that you're going through the hard stuff as well. Dry. How the heck are you? Love is true. Joy. I hope you feel better soon. Blessings. Thank you, friends, for sending love. Sorry for your poor body. I'm better, Shan, but last night was horrible. I was rolling around in bed, praying for forgiveness for all of my transgressions. Good. Good. And unironically, you're going to have to be the one that forgives yourself, There is no one coming to forgive you. It has to be a self-forgiveness, right? And in this capacity, what I'm talking about right now is that when you feel that horrible, right? Like, for instance, you're projectiling in both directions, right? The only thing you can do is be like, it's okay. Oh, it's okay, body. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I'm not gonna hate you for feeling this way, because that's usually our reaction, right? Where if something goes wrong with our bodies, that's when we kind of like, push ourselves into this narrative of something's wrong, or we're not good enough, or, like it's the whole fractal of you only know what you have until you don't have it, right? Like the luxury of being able to breathe through my nostrils. I take that for granted. And then as soon as my nose is congested, now I'm like, oh, if only I could breathe through my nose. So yeah, forgive yourself for getting sick as well. Love your body nonetheless. Take the being sick as a sign that your body is actually trying to help you get better again. Goodness, Joy. Amara, what do you think? Do you like Mel's mustache? He shaved. She likes the tripping me out. I did try Historian. I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, stay hydrated and take it easy. Please do. I hope it's really short-lived. I'm sure it will be. I like Mel's explanation of dispersion. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. I feel it. Wondering if other people from the party got sick too. Hopefully not. We have Zano joining us too. Blessings, dear one. How lovely, Shan, that our children want to join the space sometimes. Yesterday, Shell Jr. was asking to join our Discord. After poking around a bit, please welcome him. There's a space for him to share as well. Love you too, Amara. Blessings to you. I love it, Shell. I love for her to see people interacting this way. It makes me so happy that my friends welcome Amara the way that you do. Cuts thin slices, puts salt and oil, puts in air fryer. Are we talking about potatoes right now? Don't start tempting me. I am fasting. No, no. That is kind of how it started, right? Yesterday's fractal love, body, and then today's fractal love. I need to start taking better care of myself. And then because I haven't eaten anything, the amount of clarity that allows in my mind, and I'm not saying, follow my example, but it does show me again, like what self-love can look like. I feel like it is a balance, right? Because at some point I have to realize, okay, something needs to change, but I'm on the other side of something needs to change, and I'm getting over the hump of something needs to change again, on the other side. Ebb and flowing back and forth. Joy, I do that too when I'm ridiculously sick, curling up in a ball and praying for your transgressions. I'm guessing. Feel better. I hope you do. Have a potato friend. I promise the universe that I will do better in the future if only I can feel better. Sometimes I call upon my ancestors. Prayer works, right? Because again, it's the frequencies you output in your mind, right? Like that's what you're outputting. And then your body is like, oh, okay, guess I'm gonna go in this direction now. Definitely been trying to work through not being good enough, Fractal. It's a hard one sometimes. It's a constant upward battle, Dry. It really is. That's why I advocate for gathering evidence for why you are good enough, right? Showing yourself, oh, I've done this thing, I've helped this person, I've been nice to this family member, I've taken care of myself in this way, and then you just keep stacking wins. More and more, right? Even start a journal. I have like 2 journals of like evidence where if I do something that makes me feel proud of myself, I'll write it down and be like, yeah, I did it. I'm nice to myself. What's it like in Africa? Semenya instantly starts freaking Lion Kinging. It's pretty normal. Pretty normal, Ramara. It's like anywhere else, technically. There are people amongst us. Food grows out of the ground. It rains occasionally. Then, there's grass and stuff. Trees, treeing. We have animals here too. It's pretty normal, right? I feel like people underestimate just how uh normal, right? Even though I don't necessarily like that word, but normal South Africa is. Like if you're an American and you've gotten used to what it's like to live in America, you won't be that shocked coming to South Africa. Not really, right? Not actually really. And that might not be a good thing because, it's like the homogenization of culture in one part, and there's a lot of cars. South Africa is big, you kind of need a car if you want to get around. So you would be surprised how normal it would feel. Dan agreed. Love is true. Sending you blessings, Dan. I'm guessing with the get better soon. Okay. Or like my mother-in-law says, first you're afraid you're gonna die, then you're afraid you might not. I'm glad it's not just me. It's truly astounding how this group has grown and now stretches across generations. Bro, weirdly enough, the fact that Amara and Gregory has been joining me a little bit lately changed something inside of my mind, where I literally had to start asking, how do I make entertaining content for children, right? And it really is a weird fractal to consider And I think, fortunately, what's entertaining to me, or at least what was entertaining to me as a child, is just interesting conversations, right? Any novel idea, any some sort of fascination, with the less than normal, really was something I would lean into. And I have plans for this stream. I have told you, friends, about these plans extensively. I'm just waiting for my technology to catch up now. All right, come on, technology, come on. Like there's like a small gap. Fortunately, I'm very grateful for that. Like there's a small gap, like a 5-year gap, give or take. You know, a few months, 5-year gap of the technological necessity, the technological needs I have, and the ideas I have right now. And I feel like it's a blessing in disguise because now I get to spend the next 5 years cultivating all of these ideas. And then when the technology comes to fruition, I'll be able to apply it perfectly. And I do believe that the kids will like it, right? It's probably going to be a lot. Like, imagine just like explosions of color. I would like to have like a generative model, attached to me, literally emanating from my body. As we're talking about the crazy stuff we do, talk about aliens flying in a silver spaceship. Suddenly, we're sitting in a silver spaceship, and there are aliens walking in the background. Talk about being on different planets with plant-based people that can grow from their skin psychedelic compounds that they can partake of. Literally see those aliens. Talk about DMT, hyper reality, tuning into different states of being. Boom, there we are. I feel like it can be done. It's gonna be a mission, right? And I don't know if I can do it in the way that I am right now. And things aren't gonna probably have to change. Yeah, it's gonna be expensive, but it is possible. It's technically possible right now, technically, but I'll need like $20,000. And hell no, I don't have that kind of money right now. Amara, I think it's winter in Africa right now. It is, technically. Right? Look at me, wintering in Africa. That's the nice thing about Africa, Amara, is that when it's winter, you don't freeze. You don't need heat in your home, technically. If you have blankets, you're pretty much set in winter in South Africa. Loy has a new profile pic. He does. Blessings to you, Loy. It's nice having you here, friend. Lane as well. Blessings, bro. So cool seeing you, man. Zano, you make potato chips in the air fryer. I'm intrigued. Yeah, you can. Less oil usage in that way as well. Yes, you can make anything chips in the air fryer. It's true. You can do, yams. I don't know if you can do carrots. Would carrot chips be nice? I'll go for it. I am a warrior here for you, Dry. I will lecture and nag you until you believe, like I do, that you are precious. You are loved, and you are enough. Blessings, exactly. Sometimes we do need to be reminded a little bit. Thank you for reminding me as well, Sha. Amara, I think it's winter. She's laughing so hard right now. I'm happy that she's having a good time. You're on my TV too, Mel. Look, Ma, I'm on multiple TVs. Yeah, look. Look, man. We need some generation. Oh, please, to keep it going so the kids are very welcome. The kids are our future, right? That's the way that I think of it, right? Like it might be nigh impossible to convert someone who is in their 60s to our way of understanding, what love means, right? That love isn't primarily something you have with a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife. Love is a state of being, right? That you get to be love in this world, right? And what does that look like? In my mind, kindness is a big part of it, right? Presence, being able to give your presence, your attention to someone, love, multiplicity, and unity. The fact that I am me and you are you, but at the same time, we are one in this experience, right? There is no me as you understand me without you as you understand you, right? And in that way, there is a unity. And then ultimately, Love is the ability to endure anything, right? Literally, being able to endure day by day by day by day by day. And knowing that if you actually understand that core concept of love intrinsically inside yourself, nothing can stop you. Like nothing. You become one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Right? And I'm saying that very intentionally. Not one of the most powerful beings on earth, one of the most powerful beings in the universe. Right? Because love, in my mind, is the most powerful force. It's the primordial, the fundamental force. There would be nothing at all if not for this love that we get to share with one another. And I just imagine a generation of kids that's like, yeah, I'm gonna go and love people, Again, not the love that we've been conditioned to think of as love, as romantic, but love as kindness. Love as the understanding of multiplicity and unity. Love is your focus and your attention, your effort given to the world. Love is your ability to endure. Even when someone else is being an asshole in your face, that you can endure that and be like, oh yeah, okay, asshole, 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 and then be like, I still love you, dear one, and I hope you get better soon. I want to visit someday. South Africa is far away, but planes exist. We live in the new era. Do it, Amara. Well, the sunset behind your curly hair is amazing. Yeah. My aura, right? Artificial aura. Got the sun repping me. Where is it? There it is. Yeah. Gregory is my cousin. That he is. I don't know. Probably riding his three-wheeler. That sounds kind of fun. Do you get to ride the three-wheeler as well? Do you enjoy riding the three-wheeler? We need the generation. Gregory of today, Amara. Slime making. Toy unboxing. No, I'm not making slime, and I'm not unboxing toys, right? I'm not going to teach kids how to capitalisms. No. No, I mean, my point is literally that you can sit down with nothing. I have a stick. I do have a stick, to be completely honest. And I do have a little instrument, technically, and I have cards here. Damn it. I'm already capitalisming. Ha! The point I'm trying to make, and that we do it every day, is that you can have a good time. You can share love simply by showing up. Just sharing this version of yourself, right? And that's what I would like kids to understand as well, is that you don't have to have anything, right? Technically, when we started this journey, I had close to nothing, conceptually. I had like $6. I had $6 in my bank account when I started these streams, right? I had this device, which I was blessed to have, a cell phone. And then with that cell phone, we started this whole community, right? And that's the age we live in right now. Technically, we haven't needed anything. This microphone has helped with the audio quality, but if you are inside most of the time, your audio quality will be fine as well. And eventually with algorithms, it'll be fine even without the microphones, because there will be noise cancellation kind of algorithms running in the back end. You are very capable, just as this version of yourself. I am not making slime, and I'm not unboxing toys. We're a social club. Thank you. Yeah, I feel it is important to kind of like clarify that as well, Sam. Because again, right, a cult is basically a group of people that follow someone who claims that they have something you don't. At least that's the way my mind kind of like clarifies it, right? That's why I think Christianity is a cult, because the cult leader you're following in that capacity is the Jesus archetype, because he has something that you need so that you can get to heaven, right? Where the fractal that I'm trying to teach is that you don't need anything other than love, right? And you don't have to wait for some savior. You don't have to wait for some circumstance. You don't have to wait for some situation to arise. You are that love, right? I was like reading a bit of the Bible today. And it went, Ak is God. you know, I am God. And I can read like the little subtext. It was like a book that had like these little Bible verses and then an explanation. I can see how these messages are misinterpreted because like that was like the whole Jesus archetypes fractal as well that he shared with people, where he would tell people, I am the way, the I am. And every single one of us, I am, before we say our names, right? But then we identify with the name, with this body that we find ourselves in, instead of realizing that what we actually are is the I am, the version of you that sees the body, right? The version of you that experiences all of it simultaneously, choosing to tune out most of it technically. A bridal shower, whatever these things are. I hope that was fun at least. I was thinking carrot chips too, Melty. I'll try it. Let me know if you enjoy it. I enjoyed the flavor of carrots actually. So I think like the chips could be a whole experience. Well, I'm converted to that view of love. Age is no barrier. Exactly. Love is kindness. Love is presence. Love is focus. Love is a multiplicity. Love is unity. Love is the ability to endure anything. Love is true, an actual fundamental truth. That if there was no love, there would be no any of us, right? And you're like, oh, Melty, I was a mistake. My parents made me by mistake. They didn't love one another. Yeah, you still were loved enough to be taken care of and to be raised up until this moment. If there was nobody who loved you, you would have been Pepe, you would have been gone, right? Oh, Mel, my parents didn't take care of me because they loved me. They just took care of me because they were expected to, right? It's illegal not to take care of me. I was like, okay, then why are you here right now? If your parents don't have to take care of you anymore to ensure your survival, yet here you are, actively, moment by moment, breathing. Why? If not for love, if you didn't love yourself, right? Oh, Mel, I feel suicidal or I don't want to be alive sometimes. And yet, if you hold your breath, you're still going to. I don't know who that is. Oh, I do. I do. Family friends. Or not really family friends. Church. Hello, Danny. Put on yourself. Oh, it's Karin and Vessel and Karin's mom, Vessel's girlfriend. Oh, age is no barrier, and I am very old. All of us are, right? I think the thing that we actually are is literally older than time. And in this linear, fractal slice of the universe, there has been 13.8 billion years of progress leading up to this moment, right? Just think about 13.8 billion years. Think about how vast that number is, because you can't even, right? It's almost impossible to fathom. And then realize that 13.8 billion years is nothing. Nothing. Like a sliver, like the membrane of a bubble holding all of that void, in comparison to that which you actually are. That infinity encapsulates all of realities, right? All of the different possible universes simultaneously. And you, as the slicing, the intersection point, right? Looking out, yet having an inner world as well. It's trippy even sometimes. And this experience is so full, so intoxicating even, that we end up forgetting what we actually are. Esrog, are you older than me? I don't know. Mel said asshole. Who, me? I couldn't possibly. My daughter will show kindness by the buttloads, but if you piss her off, piss her off to her face, I hope you have good insurance. Africa is beautiful. It is. Like I can definitely resonate with that. Africa is a beautiful country. Does anyone here speak Vietnamese? I think Loy is from or in Vietnam. I unfortunately don't. Hij praat Afrikaans, though. Hij kan Afrikaans praten. Unlikely. Tintin niet. I don't actually know if there's a word for unlikely in Afrikaans. Tintin niet is how you would say it technically. True platonic love is even better than romantic love, in my opinion. I agree. Platonic love. Hey Google, define platonic love. Let's see what the exact definition of it is.
Platonic love is a type of love in which sexual desire or romantic features are non-existent or have been suppressed or sublimated, but it means more than simple friendship.
Yeah.
The term is derived from the name of Greek philosopher Plato, though the philosopher never used the term himself.
Okay. So Plato was the inspiration behind the word platonic love, even though Plato never necessarily used it. And platonic love is a type of love in which romantic features are non-existent or have been suppressed or sublimated, but it means more than simple friendship. I feel like this is such a bad example or fractal of what platonic love is supposed to mean. In my mind, platonic love is love for the sake of it, right? Simply that you love because love is a good thing to have towards one another, right? Not love because I expect something, not love because you get to touch me, not love because you're putting food in my mouth, but just love for the sake of love. Because that person, and in my mind, it comes back to the whole unity understanding. That person is me. That both of us, when we say our names, start with I am. I am Melt. I am Amara. I am Zano. Right? The point from which we reference this self is the exact same point, right? That's why I do I, right? This place where we all find ourselves, always, right? Infinitely. This moment doesn't go away, right? It edges forwards and we experience this thing we consider time. But that I remains stable, infinitely so. I don't like toy unboxing. God, brain damage. Straight up brain damage. Does anyone else speak Vietnamese? Love again. Thank you. I made some sick slime out of glitter glue the other day. A Bahami Poho. That's all I got. Love is true. Hi, Duck Dad. Loi. Chao Mong. De Voi. Naom. Chua Chong. De. Toi. I'm probably butchering it. Like, I'm imagining the equivalent of me stabbing this language with a butter knife, you know, and not be like, please stop doing that. I'm going to take you all with me while I water out front. Bless. Thank you, Nancy, for letting us join you in your fractal. Loizana says, Asrock, probably. I'd imagine I'm oldest here, and I hope it's okay that I'm here. Of course, I resonate with so much that is shared. Always, you know, like I feel the reason Loizana asked is because she probably considered herself the oldest amongst us. And she's just as loved. You'll be just as loved, dear friend. There's no age barrier here, fortunately. There is only the expectation, right? And I don't like that word, but it is, I feel like, the one expectation we have one another is to show up with love in our hearts, right? To show up knowing that love is true, to say something knowing that love is true, to make sure that with everything we do, love is true, right? And if we do that, there's no failing because we showed up and we made sure love is true, right? Sounds like the best case scenario in my mind, at least, even though it is hard to do. I don't have a bank account, Melt. Are you serious? Are you serious? My favorite snack is from Vietnam. It's called Tray Kai Say. Lots of accents on the letter that I can't figure out how to do this chat. It's okay. Amara, I didn't see you there. I'm lurky working. Hope you have a great day, kiddo. Bless. I think the cult leader is actually the pastor. Technically, yes, right? I feel like especially when it comes to like the Catholic community, the priest is the one, like the mediator between you and God. That's what I consider a cult, right? As soon as I pretend, me as Melt, pretend, oh yeah, you don't have access to God, only through me can you reach God. Boom, cult, right? And I would never I feel like if I do that, I want you friends to stone me to death, right? Like I want you to get plane tickets and start stoning me, because that is like the worst possible thing you can tell a person, right? It's like, oh yeah, there's all of this infinity, right? But you have to move through me to get towards that infinity, instead of just realizing that you are that which you are seeking, right? I don't have it. I don't have it any more than you have it, right? We are the same thing. I might have, had a different perspective on this world. I might have had different experiences that led me to being the person that I am, but I don't have anything more than you, right? That we are all melt more. We contribute more by showing up as ourselves. Have a good day. A cult requires a leader who is often a deity or defined individual, and the cult requires you to accept the deity doctrine without question. Exactly. A cult also requires you to cut ties with anyone outside the cult. Exactly. Right? If I go like, yeah, you can be one of our members, but you have to abandon your family. Right? Like, what? How is that love, dude? I love my family. I want to see them. Pastors. Oh, yeah, exactly. Ezra, of course, it's okay that you're here, but I understand. I think I might be the oldest one here, and sometimes I feel awkward about that, but I try to get over it. In my brain, I'm permanently 28. Bless. I am potato. Bless. Louisiana, you, in my mind as well, are like very young at heart. The way you show up and your willingness to try things that might be difficult shows to me that you are very much still 28 at heart. I thought I was the oldest. Nah. Zano is potato. Are you a Stephen Colbert fan? Stephen Colbert. Hey Google. Hey Google. Show me Stephen Colbert.
According to
Yeah.
Wikipedia,
For some reason, there's like a whole meme situation going on Reddit where random posts just have a Stefan Colbert, little tag in it. This is me in my brain, LA. I don't know what that means. But blessings, my mom celebrated her birthday as the anniversary of her 35th birthday. I honestly don't know how old she is because she always makes that joke. Always 35. I think, in a weird way, again, could be good for your body. Your body could be like, yeah, I'm 35. What do you mean? Oh. Meanwhile, you're 65, but your body is like, this brain keeps telling me that I'm 35. So I guess I'm going to, cell divisions and, liver, whatever, as a 35-year-old. I'm the youngest child. I can't remember that one. I'm the youngest child too. And so we're both my parents, but I'm always the oldest of all of my friends, it seems. I feel like a 28-year-old lady with a gray bun. It's a paradox. Loved either way. Worthy of love, worthy of presence, worthy of focus, right? Either way. I'm in love with my hair because I was blonde as a baby, and until I was 10, pretty light. It's turning gray and it looks ash blonde. I'm having fun with it. I encourage going gray. My mom also did the same for a very long time, right? She would color her hair, and then her hair would be colored, and then they would grow, and then there would be this like small little gap of grayness, and then she would go and, color her hair again, and it was like this perpetual cycle of her going to a place to do something over again. And then she just kind of like was like, nah, no more. And then she just like let her hair grow naturally. And now my mom has a natural, gray head of hair. And I also can't imagine it being anywhere else. I also encourage it. I wonder what I'm gonna look like gray. Oh goodness, I saw it for a second. Looks pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I'll be like a cool old dude. Part of me feels like I'm sitting in the sun every day to age myself faster so that I can look wiser than my years or whatever. Shell, my hair is graying nicely too. Many, many wisdom highlights. I like it and I don't think I'll ever color it. Yeah, gray is the way. Melt, I wrote welcome to our group. To Loy, thank you. I appreciate that, Shell. Melt, how many African dialects do you speak? Only one, technically. I can speak Afrikaans. I unfortunately cannot speak any of the proper African languages. I hear that S-Rock. Represent. Gray flashes, gray gang symbol. I know. There there's no age barrier. In fact, there's no barriers. As IRL, because we can't use our eyes to judge and assign badges. Dan's officially in. Exactly, right? Like, again, we realize that we are one, right? That the version of a person that chooses to send a message in chat is the same version that you are, right? No matter what their body looks like, what their sex identifies as, who they, want to sleep with is irrelevant. Doesn't matter, right? Because we don't love you for your body, for the color of your hair, for your sexual orientation, for your gender. We love you, for what you choose to share with this world. Kate joining us too. Lovin's to you. Blessings, dear friend. We're just talking about gray hair gang. It's so nice having you here alongside us, dear friend. You've been missed. I've been thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. I have gray, and my beard does that count? I have gray in my beard. Does that count? Surely, right? That's where it starts. The wisdom, comes from the mouth first. Tre que say. I copied and pasted from Google. It's dehydrated fruit and vegetable chips, mostly banana, jackfruit, purple sweet potato, and taro root. That does sound nice, actually. Like healthy snack kind of vibes. Yeah, love is true, but that family's gonna have a bit. Gonna have to hit the bricks, though. Did I miss some context? I don't know. Love is true, either way. Friends, I just found out that Kate is laying in bed with a bad back that she blew out. Our Kate that's here right now? Let's focus some healing energies on her for a moment. Katie Shell? Oh no, and here she is actually. It's trip was long running, is potato joke. Hey Mel, hey good friends. I'm so sorry to hear that you're feeling a little bit bad. I'm guessing it's you, Kate. Let's take a moment. Oh! First thing that I see as I close my eyes is a shield that has a line in the middle, and then it has a black side and it has a white side. And it has these small little black lines intersecting between the two sides. So I don't know if that's of any significance to you, Kate, but I'm sending you that healing energy. Second time around, I saw the Star Trek Enterprise. Is that what it's called? The spaceship from Star Trek? Yeah. Now I'm seeing a glass ball. Inside the glass ball is a snake. No? Iguana. No? Like a Vaughn. It's like a type of lizard. Looks pretty chill. I don't know if that means anything to you, Kate, but I hope you get better soon, dear friend. Gary Lee joining us too. Stash looking fierce, man. Final form, yeah. Yeah, dude. We were recommended to do this, and I leaned into it, and it seems to be a theme today, Red the Bear. Yes, it's me with the bad back. Thank you. I'm so sorry to hear that, Kate. Instantly, my mind wants to, try and help one way or another. I wish I could. Right? Continue moving. Dad looking at me through the window. Continue moving, right? As much as you can. Try and keep your spine mobile. I'm sure you'll get better soon, dear friend. Let's pull a card, shall we? See if there's anything that sacred geometry has to say. This one. This one right here. Ooh, yeah. This card is one of my favorites. Let's see if you friends can guess colors. Let's see if Zano has an idea what color this card is primarily. You got guesses? You got guesses? This is I feel like one of my top 5 favorites. Yes, Zano, you need to stop. Zano, please. Hopefully Zano is that's so green, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of green. I mean, there's some blue and some reds and orange, but mostly green. And look at that. Together we fly. That shield image fascinated me. Right? I feel like that shield energy is being contained within this card as well. Together we fly. I really love this card. I just put it as a meme for Kate in general. I hope it makes you smile, Kate. Thank you, Loazana, for sharing the comedy. Zano does it again. Zano has a impeccable track record. Like straight up, almost like concerning. Like I feel like Zano is like a version of Zano at least. But Zano's consciousness is like on my shoulder, looking over my shoulder, looking at the cards, being like, bruh, I don't even have to guess. I can see it. I can see it with my own eyes. And technically, yes. We just kind of like tune a lot of the information out so that we can get the spoonful of food to our own face. You're truly gifted with the color magic. Zano is tuned in, you know. A part of being tuned in comes a lot of frequencies, sometimes illusion as well. You know, remember the illusion words. You look at that dragonfly. Got some bananas, got some mountains and rivers, beautiful clouds, hawks. All right. Are you ready to hear what it means? Thank you, Rabbit. We love you, Kate. I just wish I could do more for you, friend. Like that's the thing that I wish I could do for you right now. Like I'm imagining, I don't know if you have a pull-up bar. I'm imagining you just kind of like hanging, letting your back elongate. Right? Like my mind is just like, oh help, Kate. I'm like, bro, I'm like thousands of miles away from her. Hey, Grace. Blessings to you, friend. Okay, growth and freedom. We did talk about growth today, right? That's the answer. It'll grow. Lol, yes. I close my eyes and peek over your shoulder with my transcendence. Like, no jokes. I did that today as well during my Savasana. You know, astral projection is a real thing. You can travel. I went to Jupiter. I went inside of Jupiter, and while I was inside of Jupiter, asked her questions. Right? I was like, it was kind of weird, and bear with me. You know those like fractals like on movies where a teenage kid meets like a model or like an actor, and then he tells this model or actor that he has a poster of her in his room. I did that, but with Jupiter. I was like, Jupiter, you know I have a painting of you in my room. It was kind of coy. Growth and freedom are two of my favorite topics. Mine too, Esrog. It's one of the most important things that we're here to do, you know, to grow and to realize our freedom, to not let ourselves be captured. Because together we fly. Embedded within this card is the beautiful geometry that was created by the crop circle makers in Great Britain in 2005. It is reminiscent of the ancient stone glyphs and suggests a code that, if carefully calibrated, may unlock potential and accelerate growth. This magical couple, and a couple, again, right, is us. Melt more is a couple, right? There is no melt without you participating in this moment. Sure, I exist, practically speaking, but this experience that we're creating right now that we call Meltmore doesn't without you being here. So from that perspective, this magical couple holds hands as they take wing and soar above lush, green, tropical environments. Growth is all around them, embracing and nourishing their shared vision of expanded freedom within sacred union. By joining together in this freedom flight, they amplify their individual potentials and grow beyond the bounds of conventional relationship to a place of resonance with all of creation. Two hawks acts as guides in this flight and far-sighted awareness. The dragonfly reminds you not to get caught up in illusion. This card asks you to expand your vision of personal power, right? The self-love It is a personal power that you have to cultivate. Envision yourself unlocking your own capacity for growth and then reaching beyond yourself to touch the ones you love. Damn, it's so synchronous with today's stream topic. I love it. It further asks you to allow all of your relationship to nourish and grow in their own manner and to celebrate the potential for mutual growth and shared freedom, right? Again, as a counter to the whole cult topic, in my mind, cults take away your freedom, right? Because it expects you to be something that they want you to be, right? A member, primarily. When what we try to encourage from one another is that freedom, is that self-love, is that showing up for what it is you believe you're here for, right? And then we get to celebrate you for that instead of trying to stop you. I fully believe in that, Mel. Same, Zano. I know you do. That's why I get to say these things without it even feeling weird for a second. Okay, Jupiter. I haven't heard this one before. Yeah, I have like a big, like a, like I'll show you. I have like a really big Jupiter painting in my room. Look at just like the sun. It's like just about to set over that horizon. Feels especially beautiful today. I do have a Sangha today in like 20 minutes. Or we're gonna do a Sangha if you want to. Okay, this will sound woo-woo, but I can astral project to an imaginary place that some of my witch friends and I share. There's a table there, and sometimes we leave things for each other on it. That's so cute. I love that. 100%. Would love to hear more, Louisiana. It's a practice, right? It's like something you can get good at. And in my mind, I think of it primarily as imagination. But again, from this perspective that the frequency you oscillate inside your mind becomes embodied in your state of being. Even if it's imagined, it is real to your body, right? Your body cannot tell the difference between I'm imagining myself astral projecting to a table that me and my friends share and leave each other's gifts, and I'm actually doing that. It doesn't know the difference, right? Is that Jupiter? That painting is stunning. Oh, so you have seen it. Good. I was about to say, we had it for a few years now. It is a clearing in some woods with a big bonfire pit and comfy logs to sit on. We all get there in different ways though, bless. It helps if there's a physical space to kind of like anchor it to as well. Rabbit, I definitely do that in therapeutic way. I visit my far away friends and get hugs, and then I feel sad. Blessings, right? That sadness only arises because you can love in the first place. I won't be in Sangha, but I still love you. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You I'm joking. I know. Blessings to you either way, Joy. Rabbit, I definitely do that in therapeutic way. I visit my faraway friends and get hugs, and I feel sad. Love again. Dry. Okay. Let me go show you. The Jupiter painting. Boom. Doom. Just because I love her so much, and I feel like it's kind of a shame that she has to be locked in my room, you know. There she be. Oh, isn't that Insanio style? Those are A4 papers on the wall. My light has a piece of tinfoil on it, so it doesn't fire my laser at my face. You know, face here is a face there. And this weird looking dude. Love you, my Jupiter painting. Alrighty then. Back to the outside. Look at that fractal. Africa. And look, cars. We're not riding elephants. Unfortunately, I would have loved it. It would have been so much cooler if we actually rode elephants. Yeah, Yudi. Hey, Yudi Doody. Hey, Yudi Doody. I said do that. Oh, you must this. Oh, you Doody Doody. Oh, yeah, you Doody. There we go. Back again. Wait, did you paint that? Nope, I didn't. I did, however, purchase it from a friend who painted it. Yusuf, his name continues to be. He basically posted a photo of it on his WhatsApp status. I saw it and I was like, beautiful. I like basically communicated to him like, what a beautiful world we live in, kind of vibe. And then he was like, yeah, indeed. And then I saw he posted more photos on his status. And then I clicked on it and then I saw like a time lapse of him painting it. And I was like, I did not realize that was a painting. And I offered him every single, like the reason I had $6 to start my whole stream with was because I spent like 1,500, no, like $1,000 on that painting, right? You can think of it like I spent $1,000, but the way I think of it is I gave him $1,000, and I feel like even that isn't enough, but he wanted like $1,000 for it, and he wanted to like take it to an auction, and I was like, bruh, I will give you now. And literally the same day that I saw the painting, I had already paid the money into his account. He could have, you know, ghosted me and not replied and kept the money, but fortunately, everything worked out. Back from our field trip to Jupiter, literally, right? So impressive. Love is true. Rabbit, it definitely helps me feel cozy and safe when I need it. Definitely give it a go. Blessings. Thank you, friends, for joining me again. We have like a few minutes left, like 15, to play some kalimba before we're finishing. Look at the sun. Last bit of it peeking through those trees. There we go. Now we have an extremely sensitive microphone. Duck Dad is cringing himself to death right now. It's like, no, Mel, don't whisper. Dry. Life has been hectic. Hopefully the bad in my life is finally seeing itself out. For some reason, that's the last comment that I got to see on this side of the fractal. Blessings again to you, Dry Historian. Let's play some kalimba, shall we? All right. Ski Bop. What a blessing being able to share this moment with you, friends. It's always so much fun. A dear, dear blessing getting to consciously evolve alongside people that choose love. Not only love with me, but love with the people that share this space with us. And ultimately, through this extension of love, love for yourself, right? That we can learn how to love ourselves by loving the world as well. You know, I feel like it took me too long to kind of like share that point, but yeah, maybe this was the moment to. It went back in time for some reason. I'm here. What did I miss? You're here. You were missed. Show us your third tower talk. Sometimes YouTube does that with one comment in chat. It's okay. Thank you anyway. I haven't had the tower, Sam. I dumped it all off at my folks' house. They live next to the Walmart. I'll get it after vacation. Waiting for the oil change since we leave in the AM. Dad life. Blessings. I had to make 2 trips. You did a screenshot of Melt with eyes closed in bliss mode. Blessings. Like there's probably more screenshots of me out there in the universe than I realize. I'm weirdly, I'm not perturbed by it, inspired by it maybe, right? It makes me happy in a weird way. You friends capturing little slices of reality and keeping me there. Oh, goody, microphone whispering, my favorite. I knew instantly, I can't even pretend to whisper without thinking about Duck Dad cringing. Yeah, there it is. There, Duck Dad's, recognition of, oh yeah, I did it. Are you gonna put the screenshot in Discord or are you gonna be weird and keep it for yourself? How many else we keep for yourself? Okay, have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I truly love you all so very super duper, extremely, enormously, tremendously, whoppingly, immensely, dearly. Melting all of you oh so very amazingly, supremely, sensationally, incomprehensibly, extraordinarily, enchantingly, gorgeously, brilliantly, magical friends. As we love you, dear Shan. Thank you for blessing us with your presence in the way that you do. Thank you for sharing this moment with me again. I have a Sangha. We have a Sangha in like 8 minutes that you friends can join. I'll post a link in the Discord for you friends too if you want to. There is, as always, no expectation to. Love is true, and I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Sending you lovin's until tomorrow. When we're here again. I'm going to put it in Discord. That was my first thought. Bless. Thank you, Nancy. Blessings again. Love is true.